Your employer offered you severance pay. Things are not as bad as they appear at the first glance. There are many questions about how severance works, such as whether it's taxable income or not, whether it's considered part of your wage or not, whether it's mandatory, how it's calculated, and whether you can be paid in several installments. If you're looking into this topic, you're probably also curious about how it may affect your unemployment benefits. So in this video, I'll go over the most popular questions I've seen on the internet from you guys, and I will summarize my answers in a short video like this, and also take a look at the timestamps that I saved just for your convenience. So basically, severance is a separation payment offered to you by your employer in the event that you lose your job, whether it's voluntary or not. When you lose your job alone or being laid off as part of the company's workforce reduction strategy, you are then notified about the decision either by HR or your manager, and someone from the HR department will guide you through the severance payout process. First, to begin with, severance can be mandatory and cannot be mandatory. Second, some employers may not be legally required to provide you with a severance package and may instead provide you with optional, quite awesome benefits such as healthcare insurance coverage and retirement benefits.
I'm willing to let your child wither and die inside you if that's what's required. But neither of us wants that.
Third, some employees are just not eligible to receive any severance pay. For example, if you quit your job or your contract expires, you will lose your right for severance pay. So this is really bad news for those who are on contract services or temporary service contracts. Again, keep in mind that you will not receive any compensation from the company if you committed fraud or violated labor or criminal laws, resulting in your immediate termination. To give you more insights about how companies offer optional severance package, take a look at this recent announcement made by Shopify CEO as a goodwill gesture to provide a severance package to its departing employees. We want to support each of you through the coming weeks and month as much as possible, so we are offering a generous severance package, and those affected today will get 16 weeks of severance pay plus an additional week for every year of tenure at Shopify. In addition to the extended benefits that Shopify doesn't elaborate in this email, the company also offers to continue paying internet costs during the severance package period, and that they gift 10% of its employees with home office furniture that they already provided to them in the past. So there is no need to return anything that an employee was given by their employer. Yay! So on top of that, Shopify offers a typical outplacement services to help its soon-to-be ex-employees with career-related services. But don't be fooled into thinking that outplacement services are truly life-changing, because when the company fires employees, they actually have their own set of goals that they have to achieve now with a smaller team now. And third-party outplacement agencies typically don't care if you get a job or not. I have a great video explaining how companies legally fire employees that I uploaded just for you guys. Please watch it after you finish with this one. That video will help you understand the whole corporate massacre named as employees' job termination process. As you see, the basic severance pay is usually non-negotiable. So it's take it or leave it, and usually happens when there is a massive layoff like this. So hopefully from now on, you will pay attention to what's in your separation terms and conditions indicated in your labor contract. And if you have a top or core position in the business, you should consider negotiating it even before you accept the job. However, if individual severance pay is part of your employment agreement, refer to it for further details. But the higher your position, the more likely it's that severance terms will be included in your employment contract. HR people call it golden handshakes, and it means that severance provisions are confirmed with you in writing and mostly would apply to senior management. Let's say when there is a merger and acquisition process and the position becomes redundant, and when there is a change of power in the organization. Now let's take a look at what's included in severance package. A typical separation package will include all current and future payment entitlements. If the company is generous, your benefits will continue for several weeks after separation, but non-statutory benefits will end once you find another job, because you cannot have two healthcare benefits at once. right? Anyway, it's a food for thought for the next video, and if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments. Alright guys, let's move on. It shouldn't surprise you that your severance agreement may be linked to a positive employment references, and also your employer may present you with a non-disclosure agreement for you to sign, and it's expected that you will accept it as well.
Violating trade secrets is not okay.
We want to sue everyone.
If these are the kind of people that break their NDAs, how can we trust anything they say?
Many employers offer attractive compensation in exchange for your willingness to cooperate with them even after your employment ends, to make sure you do not disclose sensitive company information or speak negatively about your former employer. In exchange for this confidentiality, they're willing to cover some of your expenses in the future and make you waive your right to sue them in the future as well. Now, before I share my suggestions what you should negotiate with your employer as part of your graceful departure, let me briefly explain how companies calculate severance pay. Because severance pay is an earned benefit, it's usually determined by the length of your employment, the labor market conditions, your position, your age, and if you were actually terminated legally or not. Each company may offer its own calculations based on some factors. You are also free to bargain. However, to give you an idea of how severance would be calculated, here is a typical situation in the company. Employers generally provide 1 to 2 weeks of severance pay depending on if you are paid hourly or paid a fixed salary. Your weekly salary will be multiplied by years of services. For example, if your weekly salary is $800 and you have worked for the company for 6 years, your employer will pay you $4,800 or $9,600 if you're a salaried employee. First, learn what your industry pays in severance to your colleagues in other companies or in your company or in the industry. Talk to your coworkers. It's perfectly legal to disclose this kind of information. Second, when at work, go over the whole package and don't rush to sign it right away. Usually you have 21 days to return the offer, but providing this feedback within those 21 days is not required as well. Because in case you are working with a lawyer, you may need some more time to extend this deadline. Many HR professionals will agree to any reasonable extensions. In case you are not siding with a lawyer, which is also reasonable due to high legal fees that may eat your severance pay, negotiate the offer on your own. And for this, bring up some valuable data about your performance, about how market pays, how you help the company to generate more profits, more clients, and so on. So send your suggestions in a written form and include your terms. Third, because severance pay is taxable, you can offset the loss of income by negotiating a higher severance pay to cover those taxes in case you are not satisfied with the total severance amount, and provide arguments why you think you deserve a higher severance, keeping in mind the potential loss of income due to taxes. And after that, you can ask that your employer sends you the severance package in several installments. Yes, severance can be paid in installments, and this will help you to reduce your taxes and possibly deposit them directly to your saving plans, to your pension plans, and so on. So breaking down your severance into partial payouts will postpone paying income taxes in lumps, and you will start accumulating interest on top of that. So before agreeing to deposit your severance pay, make sure you have enough contribution room left. So if not, then think about reinvesting it somewhere else to decrease paying taxes later. Number 4, this is an excellent opportunity to ask for your employer to allow you to write your own recommendation letter and then attach recommendation letter to your agreement, which will be filed in HR records.
Donations, endorsements. I wrote the campaign's entire foreign policy platform. I bring years of foreign affairs committee.
Frank, please.
So if you're laid off in a single occurrence, work with your management to create a message that announces your departure from the company. So usually this applies to C-suite executives and high-profile employees at the company. Remember also to apply for unemployment benefits if you're still unemployed after your severance payments have expired, and keep networking. So I hope I shared something valuable today. I really wish you luck in landing a better job. Like and sub the channel, turn on the bell not to miss my future videos like this. Don't be shy to comment. I'm really glad to answer any of your questions. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.